What do you think of Dillon Gabriel? He first start against Vikings. That's a Brian Flores defense. There was some concern about his height. Did you see any of that? And what did you just an overall reaction to what you saw in the first NFL start for Dillon Gabriel?
Well, it looked like what I saw scouting him coming out of college. Good game manager. He's got a little bit of moxie. He wasn't afraid. That's number one. It looked like he belonged as far as mentally. It didn't look like he was rattled. So you love those things about him. And I thought the Browns would really want to win that game if he just didn't turn the ball over, because that was my problem with Flacco. Despite everybody talking about he's a veteran, he just kept turning the ball over, which cost them games. And I just thought if Dillon didn't do that, which he didn't, but then the defense kind of didn't come through at the end. So I saw what I thought I scouted with him is that a guy that knows how to play football, a guy that can do some things as a game manager, but as far as a top tier NFL talent, competing with the Josh Allens of the world, Patrick Mahomes of the world. He's not that level. And, going forward, I think you'll just see more of this Dillon Gabriel, not something much different than what you really saw.
Um, did his height work against him at all? Can he work around? He's clearly worked around it because he's been that height his entire career. He played. Can he work around it at this level in the NFL?
Yeah, he threw for 1 billion yards in college. So obviously the guy knows how to throw and find throwing windows and getting on the move and finding those throwing lanes. But yeah, that's always going to be an issue for him. And I think Brock Purdy said it best when he talked about, he admitted, which was shocking. Like, yeah, sometimes I just can't see things because those guys are so big. And, when the pocket is closing in on him. So, that is always going to be an issue with Dillon. But at least for one game, that didn't show up of, oh wow, this guy missed something. Now, the more games he plays, the more snaps he gets, and there's certain throws he doesn't make or can't make, and that's when defensive coordinators will start game planning to saying, well, he doesn't throw in the middle of the field because he can't see over those linemen. That's more of building up, that game tape of Dillon and Kevin Stefanski building an offense around him, but also the defense's game planning against him if that starts to show up.